Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are here for week 121 here in the Challenge Series off of the Grand Valley 100 kilometers. Back to normality, maybe? Hopefully. I'm not holding my breath. It's never a dull week in this series. We are here for the first race of the week, brings us to Kyoto Park, where we have not been in a few weeks, to say the least, because we didn't come here during the little Asian tour, I don't think. That preceded episode 119 or 120. Maybe we did. My memory is terrible. And this race brings us the 640 class. Pretty standard for Kyoto, all things considered. Especially since we're not using the full, combined layout. And the lights are green. We are away from Kyoto Park to kick off week 121. And the field spreads out quite widely. There's a lot of lanes to use at turn 1 at Kyoto. And our POV driver, Kotori, is choosing the widest one possible, it seems like. And it's worth noting that one of the drivers on the track is also in the recording booth this evening.
That's right.
He's back for a second time here in the Challenge Series. I believe it's the second time.
Yeah.
Oh, almost wide. Good thing. Good thing the muscle cars ran out of gears there. That would have been certainly an interesting thing to do at the first lap. You had you and one teammate here today. You had Kia, who's running mid-pack.
I mean, technically, we have to kind of rule it as two because of her bunny co-pilot that's right, shotgun.
Not exactly the best weight reduction, I suppose, but...
Sparkles weighs like 5 pounds, okay?
That's a lot in racing, you know? F1 teams lose sleep over a single kilogram that's distributed wrong. Oh, that was 3 wide up there, wasn't it? Well, this is a great camera, but yeah, that was definitely 3 wide there. Keto just got super squeezed there. That gave her some damage. I believe a bit of a accordion effect happened behind her as a result of it.
If Benny had to run... Raptor kept out the wall.
Oh, she already had this damage, actually. I don't even know how that happened. Yeah, that was pretty close. He had to snap that a little bit. Frenny got damaged probably from hitting Ushiko Kito earlier in the lap. And so we're going to definitely see a handful of cars pitting. I think also Palmer got involved. Oh yeah, Thea did that, by the looks of things. So there's just an absolute accordion effect at this just abomination of a corner. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, when it checks up to like 40 miles an hour at a 70 mile an hour turn, something is going to go wrong. That's just inevitable.
Yeah, I don't think the 5 pounds from the rabbit's going to stop that from happening.
No. Also in the pits is Dom DePrisco. Not sure for what. Replay cameras did not catch. But just at the end of a single lap, and our POV driver Kotori is already nearly into the top 5. Just one Mustang in between her and that goal. And then the rest of the field is a decent ways up the road. Basically, the Battle of America going on here. The entire top 5 is American cars. At least until Kotori works on that.
Yes, because the leader's totally in a car.
In your technicalities, American vehicles. Motorized automobile. And I believe this is about, it's pretty easy to outbrake an F-150, let's be real here.
Yeah, and at this point I saw that F-150 and I was like, yeah, I'm just going to grab a gear and disappear and hope to God I can outrun that thing. Speaking of outrunning things, how did she just stick that thing 3 wide around the outside? Holy shit.
She had the run of a lifetime, to say the least. She got a really good run out of that hairpin. She was probably she had clear traffic, probably, or she was clear of traffic probably at that point, so she was able to get a better exit.
I don't know how you taught all these idols to how to drive like this, but god damn, they got some talent.
A lot of it they had before they ever even met me. Even as a drifter, there's still certain parts of racecraft that just come from knowing how to move a steering wheel. Also,
Yeah.
idols have to be pretty, like, precise with their movements. There's a reason that they told me that drifting is basically dancing with a car. You move you move like an inch too far to one side, and suddenly you're falling on your ass.
Speaking of a couple inches, I got an F-150 tailgating me.
And Kotori is tailgating said F-150. And she's now going to try and overtake the F-150. And overtake you.
Racing.
Yeah, it's Kyoto. Oh, Vert just moved Kotori right out of the way. Got all that weight in that truck, and I guess he might as well use it.
All weight, no brain.
Somehow outbrakes her there, though. I don't know how, but I guess he was just really aggressive there. And also brake checks her. Alright, there was definitely a brake check that was administered. Like, that's a pretty normal braking point. And then Vert just does that. Maybe if you didn't brake so unbelievably late, you wouldn't have to check up on the brakes like that just to make the following right. Just saying.
Yeah.
And then also a brake check there, and I think Kotori was just kind of freaked out by Jennifer suddenly making her appearance. Opportunist that she was in. Okay! Well,
Ooh.
Jesus! He's still act shocked, like he didn't know this happened.
I saw the smoke.
Yeah, I didn't know this happened.
Yeah, I saw the smoke. I didn't. This is my first time seeing the replay. Oh.
He just moved right over on her, and, I mean, the horn says all right there. That is a, that RX-7 is not moving. That's not a great camera. That's a big, hefty bunch of suspension damage, and finding replacement parts for something like an FD3S is nigh impossible. So, I think that might just be a write-off for the little birdie there, and Vert Wheeler claims another one, speaking of a couple of inches. And this was about when, I think Thrasher was the one that signaled for the red flag, because he was right behind this. We'll actually kind of look at his point of view of this incident. As, yeah. Also, Axel Valentine's first race in, like, 2 or 3 months, I think. And he gets treated to this. Right in front of him. Just destroying Kotori. Thrasher sees the same thing, and he immediately, like, slows down for a red flag. So, that, with only basically a lap to go, that ended up giving you the win, ironically. So...
First win in a couple months?
No,
I'll take it.
Probably not the way you had in mind, because it's at the cost of, I think, a mutual friend of yours, if I understand correctly.
Yeah, me and the idols on your team have gotten along.
Most of them do. I don't think anybody truly gets along with Maki and Nico. I don't even think I do. But they tolerate me.
Nico
But
only
yeah.
tolerates me because I bring sparkles around.
Nico does love some bunnies. But I think that's pretty much all there is to cover from Kyoto. Jennifer McKinley, who didn't even get a chance to mention this damn driver, debuting for NFR here today in a Firebird. I literally was just there. I forgot that she was like a new driver, but yeah, this was her debut, and she ends up second after opportunistically finding her way clear of the Kotori and Vert conundrum. And yeah, she's probably pretty happy to have avoided that. And also, it's worth noting, yeah, Nico definitely saw the wreckage. She passed it, as did everybody else, except for like a couple of others who didn't get there before the red flag was called. Most of the people who had damage on lap 1, like, Fenny and Thea didn't see it, but I think enough people saw it to get the idea. And the second race of the episode will bring us to the Barcelona Rallycross circuit. We have not been here probably since, I reckon, the Special Conditions Cup. Maybe once or twice since then. I'm not exactly sure. Nobody's really keeping records around here. We just kind of We just kind of go. It's the marshals putting an F in the chat for the bullshit that befell Kotori a handful of hours ago.
I mean, hey, this track is also where the Rally Chicken got its nickname, the Rally Chicken.
Also got its only win up to this point. And it's in the field today too, so I guess it remains to be seen if it did anything worth noting as we head down to the track. And we are away for the Rallycross round, so to speak. And wow, Fenny really got a jump there. We are on board with Riho Futaba in her big truck there, her Toyota Tundra. Thing is pretty much renowned in the dirt category, so lungs not cooperating. Oh, we're 3 wide for a sec there. I think Nico got put in the wall by it. The camera didn't really show it too well though. Let's see if we can get a better angle. Yeah, I'd say so. I didn't exactly have anywhere to go. Sammy couldn't go any further to the left either, so that was literally just like elbow. Yeah, just the F from earlier.
We squeezed 3 vehicles in a gap that could fit 2.5.
And Nico may be tiny, but she can't fit there. I'm definitely gonna get smacked later for that one, but oh well.
Oh yeah, she's absolutely doing big stuff, yeah.
Riho just gave Thrasher a little bit of a bump there. I guess that's dirt racing. What do you really expect? As I also did a much worse sin, and I kind of got a little understeery and just put him in the wall. Whoops.
Also doesn't help he's in a rear-wheel drive vehicle on dirt.
No. Not that you can really talk back here in 13th. We do have 2 debuting drivers, and none of them are doing any better than you either. Well, not a debuting driver for Kotori. She was obviously here yesterday. But the Delta is new. And I guess the Argyle pattern down there is supposed to allude to fashion design. To me, it just looks like a confused checkered flag, but okay. And then David Garcia, which is interesting because he is a real-life dirt racer, so this is pretty much right up his alley, you'd think. And yet, he's still running 14th and getting run over by a fucking minivan.
Yeah, the Rally Chicken was not running at her peak performance today. We don't know why. This wasn't her day.
Well, you didn't exactly get any favors from the starting grid. I believe you started 13th or 14th or something like that, so you really just held station, and you're kind of just hoping that the other rear-wheel drive cars on the circuit just kind of fall back into your range in a minute. As Futaba has made her way into the top 3, has a Group B Peugeot to pass from Ryza Stout, and then Fenny's Impreza is up the road. Out-drag the Peugeot around the outside. That's not going to quite be that easy though. Rez actually gives a bit of a door check there, but it's a fucking truck. You're not really going to move it too much. And ahead goes the pickup driver. And then it would be a bit of time before she actually got to Fenny, if I recall. And I would, because I was actually in this race, unlike whatever the fuck happened at Kyoto. Even though I've never been much of a dirt guy, I had the truck sitting around, so I might as well be there for no other reason than just to moderate things. And I ended up being halfway decent at it, probably because I literally live on a dirt road. By that logic, I'd be interested to see what my mom would do in this series, since she's actually driven on it. A lot more than I have, anyway. And as we head over that little jump, which is the most pathetic jump I've ever seen, Riho's right up to the taillights of that Subaru. And it's interesting that NFR has a particular penchant for Subarus in the Dirt division, but no real particular preference anywhere else, as Riho moves straight to the lead. Like, they all use Imprezas in the Dirt class, Noir, Yumi, and Fenny. But outside the Dirt class, it just kind of seems to be a lawless wasteland. Uni uses a mixture of Lexuses and Subarus, Noir, one Camaro, one Roadrunner, Super B ripoff thing, and like a fucking Viper and a TVR. Fetty has a DeLorean and a Pantera. Like, what is going on over there?
Yeah, I stopped questioning half the shit these girls drive.
NFR, like the Love Live group, all the idols, they usually like stick to one manufacturer, or at least a group of manufacturers. Like Nico drives Lexuses, and Maki drives like ritzy Italian cars, and Kotori drives the Italian cars Maki's not driving, basically. Honoko always drives Hondas, except for the two she doesn't drive. But fucking Noir with a Viper, a TVR, a Camaro, and a Super B, and an Impreza. Like, what in the hell is going on there? Make up your mind, woman. What is brand loyalty?
It's just an identity crisis.
Shit. It's an interesting point of view there, seeing the leader in the last few turns, and then seeing Thrasher go by in 13th on the opposite side of the track. Man, some real-life dirt driver you are, David, running in last. You didn't start there either. He started like 11th. He started ahead of you.
Yeah.
You're both getting beat by a minivan, by the way.
Yeah, I ended up learning, like, after the race that I had, like, a small puncture. So.
Thought you didn't know why it was slow.
Well, off the start I knew why it was slow, but when I just started falling off at the end.
Gotta keep those chires in tech, yeah? And I gotta keep my English in tech, too.
I guess the chires.
Yes, the Good Gear chires. And anyway, English problems aside, Riho has started the final lap of the race. Once she got to the lead, well, it hasn't really been that close. I mean, Fenny has sort of hung around. It's not like it's been no contest. It's just the contest has not been great, we'll say.
And despite that, neither of them have the fastest lap.
Harada, back here, who really had a bad time with the starting grid gods, ran a 45.2 on his way to try and at least get the top 10. I don't think he's going to get it. As one more hairpin left to go for the Tamsoft Toyota Tundra, bit of alliteration. Riho Futaba wins this Rallycross round, followed closely by Fenny Golden and Ryza Stout. This is actually like I guess it's Rallycross for you, that everybody's super close together. That, like the top 5 were within like 6 seconds, like scraped the wall out of the last turn, embarrassingly. They should have buffed out anyway. But yeah, that was definitely Riho establishing all kinds of dominance there. You would think a truck would be difficult to throw around a rallycross circuit compared to a Subaru, but I guess not. And we are here for the midway point of the episode. It's hump day, and it takes us to Watkins Glen. Yes, we did go from Japan to Spain to New York in the span of 3 days. Do not question the ways of the Challenge Series. I hear you in the background, Thrasher. And
I just got demons that teleport the entire team.
Yeah, I fancy that. Mercury doesn't quite have demons as much as Nico tries to act like one sometimes.
I was about to say, are we sure?
No, she's just a little devil. She kind of lacks the whole, hell aspect.
Yeah.
She might dress like a demon, but yeah, Nobody's fooled. Anyway, on to the, as for the actual race that's going on, which I don't even think, oh no, Nico was a part of, I think. Yeah. Nico was a part of it, as was a decent chunk of Mercury. Yeah. Watkins Glen 715 category. I know Logan personally wanted to do the short layout, but I assured him that this is closer to endurance racing than it is to stock cars. Even though endurance racing used to use that layout, but that is neither here nor there. Onto the race before Logan can possibly say anything.
Sometimes the midget layout's the best layout.
I'm putting that in, motherfucker. And we are green from the Glen. Almost said the Watkins. That would have been L stupid. And this guy is a POV driver. I think the starting grid gods that don't exist, but I like to pretend that they do, gave him a little bit of karma for what he did to the little birdie earlier in the week.
And I somehow got pole.
And immediately threw it away. I mean, Yo makes sense. She's in a four-wheel drive car. I don't know how you let Barbara get a jump on you like that, though. You have more horsepower than her.
I am driving a Camaro with tank armor.
Then again, she also just got a jump on Evo, on the Evo. So, and, got it there, Winter. No debuts here. Just normal races. I think it's the only race this week that didn't have one. Oh, hey, Ryza. Giving Vert a little bump because of this breaking point. I don't think Ryza necessarily cares about what happened at Kyoto. I don't even recall.
Unicorn just give Vert a door check on that straight?
I don't think so. I don't even remember Vert being alongside Unicorn there. No, he just cranked it harder to avoid getting into her. That doesn't sound right. You cranked the wheel, specifically the steering wheel, harder to avoid running into her. Crasher's Mach 40. Yeah, this happened. I love this. Not really. I definitely wasn't shitting myself inside the car. We had Ford, Chevy, and Dodge 3 wide at the heel of Watkins Glen. I say I wasn't shooting myself. Riker, it was your idea. You didn't have to do that, but I did because fuck it, we ball, and I got fourth for it. So.
And I kept my foot down in the middle because again, fuck it, we ballin'.
Oh, I think all three of us did that pretty much. Isabel didn't back off either.
Well, yeah.
I mean, she was on the outside. She was just kind of screwed either way, but she didn't let off. Other than the brake. I mean, she wasn't at much throttle, but also if she was on any more, she would have just driven right off the road.
Fair enough.
Alright, don't. I mean, it's not like there's nothing preventing me from using that camera. I just don't tend to.
Oh boy, two of the biggest hotheads in the league.
Yeah, Katie's trying to pit, apparently, and Vert didn't get the memo. At least I'm assuming that's what's going on.
And, yeah, Katie tried to pit, and she ended up doing a pit.
Not that kind of pit.
Pass failed successfully.
And it's going to set Vert a little ways back. And he at least Katie did pit, so now she's not going to be anywhere within range of the idiot in the Camaro. Fuck was also in the pits. I think that was. From what I understand, that was just lap 1, turn 1 shenanigans. My God, Barbara is gone. And I'm not helping things. I'm sitting here fighting. I'm just taking second away. Sorry, Yo. This is mine now. Winter will follow. She literally followed me like the whole way through the field. I shit you not. Like this little stalker of yours.
I mean, for her first time here, she did pretty impressive. Then again, when you're in an actual GT car on a racetrack.
Yeah. She must have done her homework or something. It is pretty easy to just find Watkins Glen races, you know.
I mean,
He's already in 9th. How?
yeah, I mean, it is Demon Sports tradition where we all just sit around and watch old races.
Yeah, replay cameras apparently trying to put us on something as well.
Oh!
Oh. Bert, that's not the demon you're supposed to go after, you know that, right? Yeah, I believe if I remember it, that was, Tyler was up in the tower there on the outside of the S's, and I think that's the main reason I knew about that. Other than because Nico was bitching about it over the radio, team radio. Just like, I think Umi also made a little comment about that.
Yeah,
Which
that
you-
I saw.
And actually kind of see what you saw here as we go up the exit of the boot. It doesn't look like a ton, but it's something. It actually looks worse from this angle than it really was, all told.
Yeah, I was told about him flying through the field, so I kept an eye on him, saw that bullshit, and so...
He blocked him there, and then, as I understand it, that wasn't it, based on what Umi told me afterwards.
Bruh. He decided to play fuck around and find out.
He's pretty fucking good at that, yeah.
The Camaro Abrams edition be ballin'.
And
I'm
also
so here.
sliding. And then sliding, and all the armor in the world didn't keep that bumper from getting a little bit bumped.
Yeah, and it pushed the fender in, which is the main cause of damage.
And of course, if that fender gets pushed in far enough, you get a tire rub, and suddenly you're sent spinning out of control, and death is all that awaits.
Yeah.
Somehow, despite having damage on both ends of the car, Bert has managed to drag this thing to the top 4. Barbara has been succeeded by, a bit of understeer, I think, for Barbara. Or really, I think it was Barbara understeering and Rose trying to, oh boy. You tell him to do, or you tell her to do that?
I just told her what happened, and she's always been kind of protective.
Even though she doesn't really know the idols. But yeah, I mean, little steering jerk there, and...
No, but she is protective over me. She jokingly called her a little stalker, but...
Now, well, I guess we doesn't really have any more damage. You couldn't possibly get more damage on those two parts of the car, so...
And I heard about this.
Yeah, Barbara just squeezed him off, and he just exits stage left. Oh, there he is. I'm back. He just like hit the Mario Kart banana peel and continued onward. This is like the 4th different time he has passed Aspinall. Like, literally, what the fuck? This girl seemed like literally everything happened, and she's about to see even more.
Yeah. This is why security is called the pit lane post-race.
Yeah, I fucking bet. Honestly, this race could have just been done exclusively from the point of view of Isabel Aspinall, and we still would have seen most of what happened in it. And everything else could have just been retold from the recollection of myself and you, since we heard everything because we were talking to our teammates and all that. As we cut ahead here, Bert somehow managed to drag this hunk of junk up to me, and after hearing everything I've heard and seeing everything I've seen, I'm not gonna lie, I was, well, as you can see from whatever the fuck that line is, I didn't know whether to be angry or shitting myself. I don't know why he went out there. Just shows that he's not exactly the sharpest knife in the drawer.
Yeah, full Ambrose and Keselowski battle breaking out over here. Broke in the grass, sliding. Dude,
One
they
is
used
a
the
dodge.
bumpers.
Unfortunately, only one of us is a dodge. I did not use the bumper. I used the door. And I about showed it to him as well. That's a lot of damage. This must have been quite the sight, huh? Just come around out of the carousel and just see that.
I also love it how it looked like I was trying to change gears during that. I was not grabbing the shifter. I was just letting him know he was number 1.
And actually, he's number 7. I don't think he have that many fingers.
Bonk.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody hit that particular wall, like, ever, at this track. This is, of course, if something tells me this isn't the last we'll hear of him, though, since he does still have that F-150 of his. But, if he's smart, he's done fucking around and finding out, I would say.
Well...
That's a big if, I'm aware.
There's a reason why security's keeping me in here for the time being.
Well, that's why you're in here. You're not in the booth because you want to be. You're in the booth because you are told to be.
Don't ask the idols what happened on pit lane post-race.
Ay caramba. I mean, I already know, but ay caramba. I didn't have to ask. Remember, he ran at me.
It's a miracle Katie didn't stab him.
If I had a sharp object around, I might have considered it. Maybe not, like, anywhere lethal. Might have, like, slashed his leg, though. Maybe give him a haircut, you know? I don't know. It's a little exaggerated, we'll say. And here we are at Sunset, back in Japan for the 4th race of the week, which brings us to Autopolis for the 675 class. I think we did race here at the sort of like Asian group of races from like week like 119, but that was also recorded so long ago it feels like a long time ago because recording in this house is difficult as hell. But, yeah. It's just, there's not much to say for your race. This is nothing special going on, just trying to get some kind of normality back after everything that had to happen yesterday at the Glen. God knows I'm not... the reason I wasn't holding my breath. I'll just say that much. Nice lights. We haven't had that in a while. We are away from Autopolis. And we do have some debuting cars in this race. Akira Taniguchi is the onboard car, and he started in the back row alongside one of his teammates, Kazuya Takahata. Everything really concertinas here in the first corner. Blind downhill sharp corner. It's not quite taken into a dark room and beaten levels, but it's a pain in the ass. As for our debuting drivers in the race, we have, a new car for Yoshiko and/or Yohane Tsushima. Advertising a video game of all things. We haven't actually seen a lot of that. The only really notable ones I can think of are the mobile game on the side of Yo's Evo 10, and some of the Porsche Auto Group drivers were originally sponsored by EA and Need for Speed games, like Unbound. That is until their idiot Cayman driver started speaking out against video games and discrediting the industry, and oh, what do you know, the consequences of his actions. Cost him a bunch of money. There's a reason he's not on the team, or in the challenge series. And then we have the other debut. Go!
I guess Dose.0 Rose, or as people call her, Emma. She is another half-sibling to rest of Demon Sport, because someone forgot to tell Storm what condoms are! So yeah, as you can tell, she grew up a huge Mark Martin simp back in the day, hence the reason why she's driving a Roush-inspired Mustang. And I also may or may not have summoned her to join the team as an extra weapon in case of a potential war breaking out, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Scorchers really have that kind of team unity that, say, Mercury or Demon Sports really do. I don't think you have to worry a ton about that, because I think a lot of them are just kind of looking at Bert's ego trip over there and just being like, bro, are you good? You're kind of getting your shit kicked by a bunch of idols.
Also, I think I'm seeing double right now.
Yeah, Castrol and Castrol. The original looking to pass the recreation, I suppose. And around the outside goes Zeta Supra. You have the debuting cars running 8-9 at the moment, although John Large, still one of the more unfortunate names in the series, is trying to change that. These front two are pretty safe. Yo's trying to hang on, not doing too well at that. Meanwhile, Barbara is currently filling my mirrors, and it's kind of driving me insane. And now I have two cars filling my mirrors because I definitely needed that in my life. This thing's already a pain in the ass to drive, and Akira is just gonna laugh in my face. Yeah, we get it, you're in a Supra. You weigh just over a ton. Funny.
Also, if you want to talk about the fact that you're driving a car with what appears to be off-road suspension,
It has to be this high up because otherwise the suspension will bottom out and I will crash. It's mostly the rear that's lifted, and that's for downforce, because I don't know if you notice, the Pontiac GTO Judge is not exactly a wedge car.
Speaking of wedges, Barbara just absolutely blew her doors off on a straightaway.
She does that to everybody. Like, Corvette is a cheater car. Swear, I guess that's what happens when it gets tuned by GM themselves and driven by potentially the greatest driver in the series. At least she was at the beginning of the season.
And now you've got Mir Forward Ghost .0.
Brad Keselowski won this race.
Don't worry, she's mostly harmless.
I don't believe that for a second in regards to anybody you put on your team.
Okay, you met Lily. She is literally harmless.
It's the quiet ones you have to watch out for.
That's because she's literally deaf.
I'm just saying no normal person drives a Tesla. Look at Nick Ambrose, who recently got booted out of here.
Wait. The max when the remaining cars got option off, I may or may not have wrote the blank check.
Are you saying you have some part of, some small part of what's left of ARC? I do not mean ARC. It's different. I'm not sure. Meanwhile, we may have a battle.
Look at the Ferrari.
Yeah, we may have a battle for the lead here. Looks like Akira is caught up to Francesca Fidanzi. Two different race teams going at it, and Cam hopelessly trying to stay with them. But the Audi TT has no top speed, too wide into turn one. For the first time this week, we have an actual battle for a position on the track. It's annoying and sad that it's taken till Thursday to get to that point. To day one veterans of the Challenge Series, just about throwing haymakers through the middle sector.
And
around the outside, around the outside goes Fidanzi as well. They really are just balling, these two. And the Supra nearly lost control there. Meanwhile, the Testarossa, perfect grip crossover attack.
Crossover two into third, using the rally heritage of Toyota to get to the fucking lead.
Pass in the grass, Akira Taniguchi. Alrighty then. Francesca thinks about responding, but reckons that if she tried to pass there, she would just find a quarter panel and not an overtake.
Hey, I remember this straight away. I got in trouble here in a different racing series.
You're pretty good at that, you know?
You have to move over and slow down. I moved over and slowed down to 13 miles an hour.
It seems M, which I'll usually just refer to her as that, as everybody else currently does, already she knows what she's doing. That's not an easy pass. Not there. I don't think... Maybe Yo didn't put up too much of a fight, though, considering it is a Demon Sports driver. And I'm not saying that you guys are crazy. I'm just saying you've got a reputation for a reason. And Yo might be reckless, but she is not stupid. She might be just about as smart as me. So...
I mean, to be fair, when one character, well, with one driver's legal first name is Buckshot, and then Ghost Point O's legal middle name is in fact Glock. I wish I was joking.
No, the problem is that I know you're not. The problem is that I fully believe what you're saying is true, because that just seems... The meth checks out.
You've met Storm. You know
Yeah,
he ain't
that's-
the brightest light bulb.
That's why I say the meth checks out, because I'm pretty sure he had at least a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think I want the full list of what he was on, or has been on in the last 10, 12 years, to have had so many children they could fill an entire race team concurrently.
Oh,
Not
he
like-
still got one or two more not on the team yet.
Bro is a fucking copying machine.
All the remaining ones are literally harmless.
I don't know if I will ever believe that.
Okay, the only reason why you don't believe that is the fact that Buckshot and Cade were the first ones to show up. And those two are absolute fucking wild cards that I could barely contain. But
What certainly-
anyways, as we come off into the final corner,
What definitely can be contained is, well, the other 19 cars, Akira Taniguchi out of the last turn, some casual cars winning today, and it's Akira Taniguchi. But, a 6th on debut for M, not far off from 5th either, not terrible for fake Brad Keselowski. And I've heard Johanna is having some problems handling that GR86, so the fact she managed to keep that in 9th kind of surprises me. That thing bites, let me just tell you. They had me test it, even, and I couldn't drive it, and I'm back here driving a fucking GTO. This car is old enough to be my mom. And, Wipada's unstable. Did I say that out loud? It's really not that unstable, but that's only because I have the suspension so high up and so stiff that it might as well be Storm Rose. So high and so stiff. Equally as unpredictable. God.
he is gonna beat your ass for that.
Great, yeah, I've got Nico trying to beat my ass. I'm sure Vert Wheeler just about did it. Why not? I'll just add a demon to the list. Honestly, I'm more scared of Nico.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure even Storm is terrified of her midget ass.
Yeah, Storm, at least when he shows up, I'll hear a portal and he'll probably say some dumb shit, like some kind of joke before trying to punch me. Nico will just sneak up on me and probably go straight for the throat. Probably some sort of slightly unsettling thing like humans Nico need oxygen, Riker. And then Vert, well, I mean, security has him handled for the rest of the week, so he can't do much of anything. And by security, I mean Noir and Uni. I don't think even Vert, is stupid enough to fuck with somebody who's holding a fucking railgun. If he does, then that is the ultimate extreme of fuck around and subsequently find out. And for the final race of the week, we head back to Barcelona. Well, some guys didn't actually leave, but most did, and then literally traveled around the world if you're somebody like, say, you. But then again, you have portals, so it's a lot easier.
Parts literally driving to 5 feet through portals.
You poor fucking bastard. Yeah, I don't envy you for a second. Anyway, Barcelona, this time the actual track, will, not the rallycross. That would be absolute fucking chaos. Maybe as an invitational, but we are not doing a roulette race on dirt. That is not happening.
I heard chaos?
Control. We are green from Barcelona, and security was supposed to be keeping that, man.
I believe security is here, just in the shape of our POV driver, Buckshot Rose himself.
What's his last name?
Angelos, you know what? I don't know. He keeps questioning which name he's going to choose, whether or not to use his dad's name or his mother's name.
It would certainly be nice if the entire team just went by Rose, other than you, obviously. However, yeah, his actual security group, which were meant to be Noir and Uni, are not here. Well, Noir's here, I guess, but also she's not going to keep up with either of them in that.
Luckily, we do have someone here who can handle anything thrown at her.
Yeah, a little bit.
Queen herself is here.
Oh. You know what I mean? Oh, you can't script this shit.
And yes, I know in previous races that car was in the slowest class on the grid. After incident, Storm convinced Inferno to put a brand new engine under the hood of that Bugatti.
Prefacing any sentence with "after incident, Storm" is a very terrifying combination of words, Logan. I just hope you know that.
You understand, this was not the first engine idea he had in mind for that car. He wanted to take two Hellcat engines and weld them together.
And ended up with, I think, what I read was an LS engine.
I think it comes out as a drift car. But I would not be surprised we put an LS engine.
And then meanwhile, yeah, so I believe what I read from the specifications sheet that I was handed both by you and then subsequently by Thrasher after he checked the thing out, 1,220 horsepower. Are you sure that's enough? Still just getting embarrassed by debuting Naoki Fujimaki, by the way.
The thing weighs a ton and a half, okay?
This is a Skyline. These things are known for understeering into guardrails in every form of media they show up in. Your point?
I got a thing that literally weighs more than you know what, I'm not going to even make comments about Vert or his mother.
His mother is dead. Bucket in the top 5. So all of the 750 class cars are in a train in in a row, I guess. Not really in a train. The top 4 just about were. And Fujimaki's kind of getting away now. Yeah, debuting driver, by the way. There is like something going on here. I think that's the only one. Yeah. Yeah. The other thing too is Isabel Aspinall now just going by Belle Aspinall on the leaderboard when her sister is in the race, such as she is here. So I is now for Iris, and B is for Belle for Isabel.
Also, can I get a top speed on that Bugatti real quick?
180. As for comparison, though, I believe Buck was nearing 200.
Fun fact, Buck in his car has a CD for Freebird.
Well, I mean, looking at this thing, I'm not exactly surprised.
So yes, if you hear V8 followed by Freebird as he's about to drive around his stepmother.
Yeah, somehow the Hellcat, or the Demon is lighter than the Veyron. And it still has over 1,000 horsepower.
The Demon with the Demigod is faster than a Veyron with a Demon in it.
And down the inside of Barbara. Why did we cut to a POV here? I didn't do that.
A Demon, a Demigod, and a Nun. Man, that just sounds like the start of a fucked up joke.
Or a horror film.
No.
Not quite getting at the lead there. Not quite enough braking in the Demon. I almost called it a fucking Hellcat again. Nice line. Mow the grass a little, are we, Buck?
And
I don't think you want to go for it there. You want to just wait for the long ass straightaway. Which is precisely what he has done.
Just put the foot to the floor.
Yep. Oh, 1,024 horsepower brought to the show. And see you later.
Yeah, we showed up with nearly 2,500 horsepower combined.
Yeah, I think that's enough. Just saying.
And that's with the detuned.
Wasn't detuned by much, to be fair. Also, don't tell Kotori about the Freebird CD. She might get a little upset. Not that she's gonna do anything about it, because it's Kotori, but she won't be happy to hear that, because that's just a phrase she's just not a fan of.
Just a left, because absolutely nothing happened as the multi-class shit show expands, as there's two big groups and then a small battle for second.
We got this battle here, and then we have Palmer trying to run away from her fellow 715 class cars. Chevelle's not proved terrible. A lot of the right track for it. A Chevelle, a Skyline, a Lexus, and an Alfa Romeo are in a train. That's something you only get in the fucking challenge series. It'll be a V8 supercar and a NASCAR fighting for the 675 class lead. Isabelle might get that finished. Yes, she will. America. What the fuck is a kilometer? As the much is Australian.
Female SVG just blows the doors off in a NASCAR.
Well, Buck he hasn't run away, but he's pretty clear of this R32.
I think he was trying to conserve part of his tires because, 1,000 horsepower, rear wheel drive.
But he's surprisingly planted considering those conditions.
I want to jokingly say demon magic, but that's probably the only logical explanation.
Well, that's just cheating.
I don't, but we will never know how that thing sticks to the ground. Maybe the diffuser is so massive it just sucks the car to the ground. Wait a minute.
That is kind of what it's supposed to do, yeah.
Do we just have a ground effect demon being driven by a demigod?
I guess. I mean, that little wedge spoiler isn't going to do a ton, so...
I'm not gonna ask. I just keep my shipping pack. I'm gonna ask him what he does.
You think he even knows?
To be fair, I didn't even know he knew how to slipstream on debut. So
Now we're gonna get a single lapped car, Pepper Mills in that Integra in the 600 class.
I keep forgetting she exists.
I don't know how. She's like a part-time medical staff in the series when she's not racing. Iwasaki's going for the last gas, but I think the slow car is gonna get in the way. It's gonna completely just deny him.
Blue flag! Blue flag!
And it is checkered flag for Buck Angelos, who uses all of the track on the exit. And pulls right up to Noir at the end of the race, who's trying to go at full speed and still being caught by a car on a cooldown lap. That's
Well,
something.
she crossed the line after time expired, so she was also on a cooldown.
She wasn't really slowing down much though, I don't think. Just that Buck was going 150 over the line and just passed her anyway. But that wraps things up for episode 121. Buck crushing the field here at Barcelona, because I'm just calling it that now apparently. I say I'm interested to see where this Vert saga goes from here. At the same time, I also don't really want to see, because it's a terrifying prospect. But
All I'll say is you can in fact order a body bag off Amazon.
any bag is a body bag if you stuff a body in it. Hefty, hefty, hefty.